All right, what's going on YouTube? The Agent 92 here, bringing you guys a deck profile. This is actually my first video on the channel since I tried to begin reviving it. Sorry for the late upload. I know I told everyone that I'd be uploading once every week, but it's still been kind of hectic. Still been trying to get some things sorted out. A lot of business stuff going on. So yeah, but tonight I went to my locals and I did the unthinkable with this deck. I went 3-1, only losing in my last round to my buddy Jaden. He was playing Bell Fiendsmith, and I kind of misplayed in game 1, to be honest, and I messed up my sequencing. And then in game 2, I sided Gravekeeper's Inscription and went first. I saw it, but I ended up calling Banished. Cards cannot be banished instead of calling Monster Effects Engrave. And had I done that, I probably would have turn skipped him and won that game. But I was too worried about Bestials because he plays Bestials in his list. So I was really scared for no reason, honestly, and I made a terrible call. But it happens. I won, I think, all 4 of my die rolls, which was insane because normally I'm really unlucky when it comes to die rolls. And I just couldn't believe it. So 3-1, I ended up getting 7 packs of Suda. We'll open those on camera here in a minute. But for now, we'll just hop right into the deck profile. This is a 45 card list, and we were playing ABC XYZ. So there's only one change in the deck that I would like to make, and I'll mention that at the end. But for now, we'll just dive straight into it. So first up, we have our triple X Cross Cannon. This is pretty standard. This card is insane. If you control a machine fusion, light machine fusion, or a union monster, you can special summon it from hand. This is an activated effect. It's not an inherent summon, so that's something important to remember. The second effect is during your main phase, you can equip one union from one light machine union from your deck to this card. This is a really good effect because that can actually toggle into other things like your your union driver or union pilot if you want to pull it into sequence or rotation at a different point. So there's that. Most of the time though, you're going to grab B, Buster Drake, if you haven't opened it or have a way to access the searches. So typically you go B and then open up your lines. From there, we play 2 Y Yare Head. So this card's actually probably one of the most broken cards in the deck, honestly. Every time it's special summoned, you can equip one union. What is it? Light Machine Union? Yeah, one level 4 Light Machine Union. So that's something to remember with the Y and the Z. They only do level 4s, but everything else is pretty much free game. So yeah, this can toggle one Light Machine Union in your grave or hand and equip it to it. So that becomes really insane when you do your later combos. Next up, we play two copies of Z-Zillion. So a lot of people make the argument that this card's only necessary at 1. Same thing with the Y. But to be honest, after like 2 weeks of testing now, like I really like having the second one for certain instances. And it actually does come up a lot. Especially when you realize that the new XYZ Dragon Hyper Cannon cannot toggle itself to bring back the 3 materials. This can only target a level 8 light fusion. So it's a level 9. Yeah, you can't banish this to revive your 3 guys back, which is kind of dumb. I don't know why they did that, but here we are. So you literally have to toggle it into ABC Buster, Dragon Buster. So there's that. Unfortunate, but you know, you still work around it and it still makes for some good lines. You still can revive your ABCs with it, so it's still good. And then next up we play the one copy of the X Head Cannon. Unfortunately, you have to play this. It's the only real brick in the deck. But you need this for Union activation, so it's very critical because it's the only light machine that has the same stat line as your X-Cross. So, yeah, you need that. Shout out to Jaden, by the way, today for Metaltronising my fucking X-Cross into a Fiendsmith engraver. That shit was crazy. So next up onto the ABC line, we play 2A. This is standard for me. I am never going to change these ratios. I probably would never consider changing these ratios because there's just too many times where I like having the second copies of each of the ABCs in deck to equip off of Union. What is it? What's the card? Unauthorized activation. That's what it was. Unauthorized activation. During your opponent's turn, you can literally toggle in one of these guys, either the A, B, or C, and protect your stuff from either trap effects, monster effects, or spell effects, respectively, depending on which one you want to toggle. So it's very crucial. Then next up, we play 2B. So as aforementioned, I probably won't change these ratios. It's probably going to stay 2, 2, 2 of each. And then obviously we play the 2 C's. It's just too good. It's too good to not have these. Like, there's actually been instances where I actually did use this thing's effect to special an extra body from hand. And it was just really nice. It was really nice. So yeah, I like the ratios a lot. And then next up we have for the non-ABC engine, or I guess this is still part of the engine, but it's not like the primary cards. Union Driver. This card is just insane because you can equip it off of Union Hanger or the unauthorized activation and then toggle it into some other piece that you're missing. Or you could just toggle it into a B and continue searching more. So that's really funny. And then we play 1 Union Pilot. Okay. So Union Pilot's actually a cracked card. There's so many instances where I had this banished, and then you're able to, if you're able to equip this off of like Union Hanger, which did happen quite a few times, you can equip it off of Union Hanger, and then you could toggle it back to your hand by using its second effect, which is when it's equipped to a machine. Is it machine or just a Union? Yeah, so when it's just equipped, you can bounce it back to your hand, target one of your banished, equip it to that monster, and then special summon this from your hand. And then you can literally just special back the Union Driver and then hard make a Cyber Dragon and Nova and then go into Infinity. So these two cards are like bread and butter with one another. And it just comes up a lot. Like, I actually did that. I probably did that like 2 or 3 times tonight where I just hard made Nova, and it was just hilarious. So yeah. And then onto the non-engine stuff here. We got 2 Regulus. I love having more Omni Negates, so I feel like 2 is the correct number. Honestly, you could even go up to 3 and it wouldn't really phase this deck. But if you do that, you probably want to cut the field spell. I do run one of the field spell. We'll get to that. But yeah, Regulus is just such a good card in this deck. It really has a lot of synergy. Like, you special summon it from the hand, then you equip something from grave. You can literally equip like a B again and then special it out and then do more stuff. So these are just insane. Yeah, Regulus is like a VIP card. Next up, we have hand traps. We play 3 Droll. To be honest, I might cut some of the hand traps because there was one thing that I wish I had played here, and we'll get to that in a second. Then we have the 3 Ash Blossoms. You know, pretty standard hand traps, pretty versatile, pretty all-rounded cards. They're just good against most of the meta. And then we have the 2 Nibiru. Now, this card, last week I had cut this card, but I put it back in, and I'm so glad I did because, for one, it's a cross-out target teaser or spoiler. We play cross-outs. But yeah, it's like the #1 cross-out target, and like against rogue decks, this card shits on them. And this is a deck that's like pretty rogue, so this deck can get wrecked by a Nibiru properly timed. And it does happen, but there were instances where I did have the cross-out. So that was good. So the only change I'd make to the hand traps or to the monster line is probably cut 1 Ash, cut 1 Droll for 2 Veiler. That way you can cover all the majority of the hand traps that actually make a big impact against this deck. And you know, if you have Fuwa, you can do Fuwa too. At the moment, I don't have Fuwas, so we'll just, you know, pick those up when Stampede comes out. Hey, hey. Onto the spells though. Let me move this stuff. So onto the spells, we play triple Union activation. This is definitely standard. Nothing too crazy there. You pitch a machine from hand or deck, and then you add one machine Union. Light machine. Oh no, you just add one light machine. It doesn't even have to be a union. That's crazy. I didn't realize that. But yeah, you just add one light machine with the same attack stat as the one you sent. So it's pretty nice. It's a pretty good card. Then it has a second effect in the grave, but that doesn't really come up, and we don't play any targets for it, so it's just there. And then we play the 3 unauthorized activation. This card is cracked. It's a starter. It's a extender. It's everything you need it to be in this deck. Like I said, if you do it on your opponent's turn, you can equip an A, B, or C and then protect things and give yourself more layers, which is really nice. So not much explanation needed for that. And then we have triple Union Hanger. Obviously, this is also pretty standard. Like, you know, Union Hanger is a Union Hanger. You activate it, you add. You summon something, you equip. That's all you need to know. And then for the last field spell, we play Therion Dis Coliseum. Now, the argument I would make with this one is, this is the whole reason I don't like playing 3 Regulus. Because there's actually scenarios where this card actually does come up in the second effect. And I do like having that. Because it says here, let's see here. I believe it's if, yeah. Once per turn, when a monster is destroyed by battle and sent to the grave, you can target one Therion in your grave, add it back. So honestly, when you activate this, you thin out the deck, and then you get to essentially add back the Therion that you later lose from a battle, or you can add back a Therion that you already used the Omni on. So that's really good. So I prefer this over a third copy of Regulus, to be honest. And then obviously we play 1 Terraforming just to go along with the field spells. Then we play some obvious things here. Called by the Grave. It's Called by the Grave. I actually ripped this card on my buddy Deontay, and he Fuwa'd me in the draw phase or in the standby phase. And I shotgunned this, and it was just insane. It was the one time I've actually like drawn into Called by. So that was really cool. And then we have the 3 cross-out designators. So, like I said, you just want to stop the important hand traps, the main stuff that really hinders your plays and your sequences, which most of the time it's Infinite Impermanence, it's Nibiru, it's Droll, and it's Valor. So that's all you need to be really hitting off those. And then, you know, Fuwa can just, you know, you can deal with that with an Omni. Then onto the traps, we have the, well, I mean, this is another hand trap essentially, but we have the Infinite Impermanence. Just a really good card, and I probably would never stop playing 3 of this, even, you know, whatever happens. And then the last trap we play is the Azurin, or Angel Statue Azurin. And that's for the obvious Sybil Hat Rabbit play. So that's really good, really solid. I believe it's a 45 card main deck, and that's what you want essentially when you play this deck, because you don't want to draw your bricks. You don't want to draw into the vanilla. You don't want to draw into like cards that don't do a whole lot. And 45 has been like the perfect number for me. So on to our extra deck. We have, let's see here. All right, we have 1 XYZ Dragon Cannon, or Hyper Dragon Cannon. Not much to say there. It's needed. It's like, you know, it's a pretty good card. I hate that they made it a level 9. Like, oh my god. I would have played 2 of these if it wasn't a level 9, because then you could target the other one in extra deck and then bring back the XYZ. But because they made it a level 9, it's like, eh. And then we obviously play the 2 copies, ABC, because you need the second one to toggle for ABC Hyper Cannon's effect if it's engraved. Because typically you want to make the ABC first. Sometimes it gets destroyed or removed on your opponent's turn. And then if you make this on your turn, you can toggle it back. Or toggle the second one in your extra deck for the materials that are banished. So it's pretty important for that regard. Next, we play the 1 Union Controller. Out of all the cards in the extra deck, I think this is my favorite card. This card is so broken. It's quite literally not even funny. The card does so much for the deck. It adds on summon any spell or trap that mentions Union in its text, which is insane because that really adds any of your searchers or any of your extenders. Can grab you the Union activation, the Union hanger, or the unauthorized. So this card is so good for the deck. And then on your turn, during your main phase, you can special summon a Union from your hand. Yeah, 1 Light Machine, normal, or Union, any level. So that's also really good in combination with the Union Pilot and Union Driver. It does help with the sequencing into a hard making of Cyber Dragon, Nova, and Infinity. And then we play 1 Typhon. I don't know why I did it like this. We play 1 Typhon. This card is just good. It comes up sometimes when your opponent's doing a lot of stuff. You can get rid of untargetable cards with this, which is very critical. Then we go into the crazy lines. We have the Constellar Ptolemaeus. We have the Cyber Dragon Nova and the Infinity. So these 3 are like the bread and butter. There's so many instances where you can just drop 3 level 4s, make a Ptolemaeus, and then detach 3, go into Nova, go into an Infinity. And it's essentially a much better line than having to play the Galaxy Soldier engine, because you have to play 2 extra bricks in your deck in terms of Galaxy Soldier, and it's just not that good. And then in your extra deck, you have to take up 2 slots because you have to play the Galaxy Photon Dragon, I believe is what it's called, the rank 4 Exceed that lets you search or send. And then you have to play Bushinki Ahashima, which honestly, it's only used for that line. So like, this can be still achieved by other means and much better means, because even if you don't hard make Nova with the Pilot and Driver, you could still use those later for other links or other stuff like that. And then the last XYZ we play is Light Dragon Adagnister. When in a pinch and you need an easy out, this card lets you destroy 1, non-targeting as well. And it's a light, and it's honestly pretty solid. Like 23 attacks, pretty good. We don't mind it at all. So Light Dragon Adagnister is definitely a nice card. I might cut this later. I don't know yet. Honestly, I might cut the Typhon at this point, but there's still some effects where they can't be destroyed. So having this and the Typhon as options is really good, because it just really depends. And then onto the links, we obviously play the Nightmare Griffin. This thing is just, for field blocking. If monsters aren't linked, your opponent can't special summon. Or they can't activate the effects of special summon monsters if they're not linked. Excuse me. But yeah, this is just a really good floodgate, and on summon you can discard 1 to set back 1 of your spells and traps, which didn't come up really. Like, there was an instance where I could have did this, but I didn't want to do it because I'd rather have the card in hand for discard outlet for ABC or XYZ. Then we play the 1 Siddle Hat for the Angel Statue, so this is pretty obvious. We play 1 Lina. You just need links, honestly, because links are probably the best thing in this deck. Like, the more links you can make, the more you can just keep triggering your ABC's effects, because if they're sent from the field to the grave, you can keep doing stuff. So there's that. And then there's obviously the 1 Platinum Gadget. This is just mandatory for your combo line with Union Controller. If you guys don't know the combo line and want me to make a combo video, comment down below and we'll see what we can do. And then we play the last 2 cards we play is the Moon of the Closed Heaven and the Underworld Goddess. These two I might cut because honestly they never came up. And I just feel like there could be some better options in the extra deck, but these two, like, I don't know. I just never find myself making them. Is all that really bothers me. So we might cut those, we might not, who knows. And then we have our Nibiru token. So that's it for the main deck. If you guys want to see the side, I guess we can toggle through the side and what I sided today. These are the obvious artifact lances for the Malice, any Malice matchups, or any Bestials, or just, you know, stuff like that. We hate Malice so much. I lose to Malice so bad. So I need to make sure I have these for sure. Then we have 2 Thrusts. Thrust is good. Like, there's some things you can go into, like the board breakers, which are in the side deck. So it does have utility. Or you could even use it for like some of your main deck normal spells and traps, like Imperm. You could search Imperm off this. You could search Union Activation, which is kind of crazy. So it does have its place, I think. And then, to be honest, to deal with towers-like monsters and effects, we do Double Droplet. Double Droplet has been extremely good and extremely fluent for me. When I used to side 3 of these, but when I did 3, it just clogged way too much, and I always saw 2, and it was one of those things that you didn't want to happen. But 2 seems to be the perfect number when we side, and it's really nice for the side patterns as well. And then for the other spells we play 2 Gravekeeper's Inscription. Again, this is to deal with Malice or Fiendsmith. U-Bell even it can deal with. Some other cards it can interact with. But yeah, you know, shutting off grave effects or banishing from the grave or special summoning from the grave is really good. You can also use this against the, Horrors engine if you run into it. So that's really nice. And then we play 2 Lightning Storm. This is pretty self-explanatory. We like board breakers. And like I said, you can get it off Thrust, as well as the Harpy's Feather Duster for that back row heavy stuff that people are playing. And then for the last card in my side deck, it is triple Dimensional Barrier. Pretty good. I mean, this is I mainly have this in here for Ryzeal, but also really Blue Eyes, because I don't really have any side for Blue Eyes. So I figured, you know, shutting off Synchro Summoning is pretty damn good. So we have that for that. But yeah, that's it for the main deck. And the side deck. And the extra. So if you guys like that, yeah. Definitely give this video a like, a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing to the channel. It would really help me in the long run to make more content like this, especially if you really enjoyed it. You know, it helps out a lot, and I really appreciate it. Before we go, we're going to open our prizing packs here. So we got 7 packs tonight. We'll just go right into this. So onto the first pack. 1, 2, 3, 4. So onto the first pack. We got Arcana Spread. I'm sure you guys already know what all these are by now, actually. Azamina S, Volcarion, Reactor, Curse, Ween into, Goblin Bikers Gone Bonkers. I do like that card a lot. It's pretty cool. So on to the next pack. We have Mitsurugi stuff, Arcana Spread, Evil Hero, 2 spreads in 1 pack. Did you guys see that? I literally packed 2 spreads in 1 pack. That's kind of funny. Okay. Sinful Spoil, Beast of Tawar, Hydor, Gladiator Beast, excuse me, couldn't see from here. And Materia Reactor, Meltdown. Okay, just a super on that one. On to pack number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, give us something crazy. We got Hydro Shark, Mitsurugi Prayers, Dark Supremacy, Like the Diabell, Strike, 6 Strike, Speedroid, Colonel Clackers, Delta Invitation, Hydor, and ooh, another Eclipse Twins. I think I have a set of these now. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Come on, give us something higher. Something higher than a Super, something higher than an Ultra. That'd be greatly appreciated. Or give us barrels. We'll take more barrels. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It's so hard to do this with a Band-Aid on. Alright. We got a Prime Ice Cream, Speedroid, Light Storm Dragon, Crystron Inclusion, 6 Strike, Light Force, Clackers, Crystron Cluster, and Super. Just a Super. Alright, come on, come on. Come on. Come on. Give us something good. Give us something good. Please, please, please. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. We got a Grand Knight, Prime Ice Cream, Shadow Severing, Azamina F, Simple Spoils, Mitsurugi no Mikoto, Play the Diabell, Template Skipper, and another Super, Futsu. Futsu no Mitama no Mitsurugi. Alright, I'm not going to do the pack trick this time. Let's see what happens. The Toil of the Normal, Devil Wild, Template Skipper, Play the Diabell. Oh, okay, that's a secret. Evil Hero, Dead End Prison. I have a set of these now. That's pretty funny. And then on to the last pack. So I guess doing the pack trick, not doing the pack trick really helped. So we'll do that again. Arcana Force, Crystron Cluster, Mitsurugi no Mikoto, Kusanagi, the Toil of the Normal, and just a Super ending on. Alright. Either way, I'm happy. Free packs, free cards. We'll take them. Would have liked to see something a little bit better, but beggars can't be choosers. At least we topped, right? So again, thank you guys for watching. If you really enjoyed this, like I said, consider subscribing, giving this video a thumbs up, and joining me in the next one. Peace.